As usual, I will start by describing what's going on right now. It has been a week since your last expedition. Actually, for you all, I'm sorry, I take that back. It's only been a few days. It's currently Lunasa, the first of Fomhar. It has begun a new season in Albion. The beginnings of the harvest fall are arriving. But in advance of that, it's been extremely dry and hot, and the grass has wilted, and rainfall has not come for weeks. It has, however, started to cool off, and you can feel the change in pressure coming, as you sense that there's a change in weather coming soon. I'll describe what you have around you. You start out tonight, as usual, in the Bristleback Inn. And it is the night before, which, as I said, is Lunasa the First of Fomhar, which in Zelkor's Ferry, you have the inn, a smith, a stable, the barracks, a trading post, an esotericist, a strange person on the water's edge, the ferry, a makeshift shrine, a way shrine with a makeshift graves, and a gem cutter. And you've gathered together along with Connell. Was Connell working for someone specifically, the thief? He was the only survivor.
I don't think he was hired. I think he was more of a equal member of the group. So that's why they got equal shares, because they were equal members. They weren't really hired in. We kind of like merged. In fact, the other guy, the big talker, said we were going to join their group.
Right.
Okay. Well, all of those people are dead, except Connell, the only one who survived. And he is willing to work for you if you want, or he will pass on and make his way to Bard's Gate. Do you want to keep him?
He's probably pretty rich, though.
He has some money, but he's the sort that likes to have more money. Do you want to keep him in your employ, or would you like to dismiss him?
I think given his... Actually, raise your hand if you want to keep him.
I say keep him.
For sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're keeping him.
He asked for a half share.
We have an understanding of who he is, and that's helpful.
All right. Other than
Yeah,
Connell,
sure, sounds completely fair.
in the Bristleback Inn tonight is Odo and his two serving wenches, Isabel and Tally. You only mostly see Isabel come out to serve drinks and food. She has served food and drinks to you. And as usual, you have to mark off 7 gold pieces if you haven't already. And there are 2 people here in the tavern tonight. There's a woman, and she is sitting with a man who is wearing light robes and has a pouch, a purse around his shoulder, and long, unkempt, scraggly hair. The ferry has not come in the last week, and the inn has had less traffic lately. What do you do?
I mumble to the rest of the party, we should jump on that robe guy. You know, not in a weird way, but we should jump on him.
I agree.
This,
All right, doing some quick math
the
here.
right spell can mean a lot. Of course, we'll have to keep him protected and out of trouble, but it'll be helpful.
Sure. Why don't you do that? I wouldn't mind talking to Odo. It's a bit disturbing that I don't know if it's normal that the ferry hasn't come in so much, and so maybe I'll go have a chat with him.
Oh, I thought I missed something. I thought the ferry was, because you were talking about Dolmu. I thought there was a fairy last one that I didn't quite get, that she was a fairy, that woman from before. I get it now. You mean the Ferry.
Yeah.
The weekly ferry that comes
Yes,
into
I had to share that I completely brain deaded out on that because that's what I was hearing when he was describing it.
Several kill boats will come in every week or two. Usually about once a week, a kill boat will come in, and the mercenaries that he hires to guard Zelkor's ferry will rotate and go back to Bard's Gate every 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
They also bring in other people, and that's how all of you arrived here as well.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and I'll talk to Odo after you do your thing with these people.
All right. Who's joining? Who's doing the 2 people? Is it everybody but Flanagan?
Yeah, I got the impression there's only 3 of us, so might as well.
Okay.
Yeah. We can go over there.
Yeah, sure. We'll just saunter on over and say, "Hi, are you open to talking to strangers?"
The
I'd be beside him.
The woman like looks up at you kind of like guardedly, and she's like, "Who are you?"
I am Gerald Faria. This is my companion Alaric and my companion Caden. We are seekers of good fortune and travelers under the law, and we wish to know if perhaps you were also seeking your fortune in these parts.
At this, the man he speaks up and he's like, "It's okay, Anig. It's okay. Not everyone is trying to kill us in these parts. At least not everyone. You seem like good sorts. Of course, please join us." The woman he calls Anig looks at you suspiciously. He says, "My name is Neal. I came to try to discover some of the things about this place. There's much that I think we could learn here."
It's true, there are many mysteries in these hills.
Do you have an area of expertise that you're investigating or researching?
Yes. It's said that every winter that when the frost recedes and the ice melts, that there are strange things left behind, and there are people who are changed or different. And I think that would be in the interest of the southern kingdoms if we knew what was the cause of this, instead of just waiting for whatever is north of the borderlands to come to us. And besides that, well, my specialty of research is the idea of, how do I put it, the profane.
There's no shortage of that.
Oh, well, I'm not sure whether to be happy or sad about that. Why? What have you seen? And he motions toward Caden. I assume you all have sat down. Is that okay?
Yeah. We've seen little creatures with the disfigurements. They look human, though. We've seen men twice our size looking like beasts.
That's fascinating. You've seen exactly what I've come to try to learn about. Forgive my manners. This is Onug. She's my assistant, and she protects me as well. Onug knows how to use a blade, you see, but we're friends from the south and the Midlands.
Well, I can definitely tell you that it is good to have somebody or some group of somebodies with you with a blade, because it is not safe to be even traveling the roads near the forest around here. We've been beset upon by bandits in various places, as well as wild animals if you are as nuts as us and camp in the woods. I expect that you probably have more sense than that.
Don't camp in the woods. It's not worth your life.
Oh, that's good to know. It would be very hard to make it very far in the wilderness here without camping. But I'm glad you've told me that.
Do you have a specific place you wish to get to in the wilderness here?
Yes, well, we hope to follow along the river bank. Of course, we'll have to follow the delta to the south, the inlet, and then try to make it over to the east. They say that there's a mass grave there that goes far into the earth. And I can't imagine descending down into it myself, but I would imagine the things you're describing congregate around it.
It's...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I haven't seen it for myself. It sounded too dangerous for me to begin with. I don't have the power for it.
Speaking of Rappan Athuk,
I've heard that that's what it's called, Rappan Athuk. It's a tongue alien to ours, not from Albion. From the people that were here before.
Well,
days travel away.
Yeah, we were going to tell you that unfortunately that is a trip that will involve being outdoors for quite some time, and definitely you do not have to go by the forest to do that, but you will have to be in the open. And I could also give you one more tip, free of charge, is that we were accosted upon leaving that dungeon by an ogre and a very large couple score of these little devil creatures, beastie creatures, very small but very numerous with slings. They extorted, money from us, and we kind of didn't end well with them with the trick. So we're concerned about running into them again, as well you should be, even if you haven't pissed them off.
Well, it sounds like perhaps some of my expertise might be of use to you. I'm afraid I don't really have much money to offer mercenaries. He looks and he sees that you're wearing armor and backpacks and swords and water skins, and he says, I assume that's what you are, mercenaries?
I look at Gerald.
We are not above working for a day's wages, but our purpose here is motivated not for pay. We are seeking the treasures that have been buried here by prior generations, the inheritance held in abeyance in the graves.
Oh.
And, of course, merely interacting with these creatures brings either great fortune or great misery. And in recent times we have experienced both. But in short, we do not require payment. We find our good fortune in the field.
The woman looks at Caden, and she's playing with a knife that has appeared in her hands. And she says, half pay. A half share at least.
that seems reasonable to me.
No, Neil, he says, Anik, please. And Anik is like, no. You have to trust me with how things work here. We'll be useful to you. But don't expect us to do anything stupid. And we want a half of whatever you find.
By that you mean a half share of whatever you find, not 50% of the entire loot.
Right.
Okay, just checking. Well, you'll find that we tend to not purposely do anything stupid.
Aye.
We serve the light, but we are not without wisdom.
We have all suffered here, and none of us are in any hurry to spend our lives in service to the light. We wish to see tomorrow.
When you mention the light, Anik looks pensive. And she says, very well. And Niall's like, well, I'm glad that we were able to come to an agreement. We, in a way, I hope we find what you're looking for. It does sound very dangerous, but that is what I'm here to gather information about. So, first light tomorrow, then?
Do you have horses?
Oh, horses. And he looks over at Anik, and Anik's like, Not via the ferry. No, we didn't. We don't have horses.
And quick aside, do I have horses? I didn't get a chance to find out what the clarity, because I had written down 445 EP when I left, and then I heard it was supposed to be gold because there's no EP, and then I heard something about 200 instead of 400, so I didn't know what I had to, whatever.
Yeah. So basically, it's just like you get half of what I mentioned in Electrum.
Okay.
Which is just gold pieces. It's gold.
Okay, so half of that in gold pieces.
Because there is no Electrum in Swords and Wizardry.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so 200 and change. And then...
I'll just divide my Electrum coin in half. 1 second.
Yep. Yeah. And what about the... was I able to buy riding horse and stuff like that during the time? Or is...
Yeah, so some of the commodities they have here, they do have a stable, and it does have about enough horses, one for each adventurer. If you were
and
to...
what do they run roughly?
40, I think.
Yeah,
just
40.
Yeah.
It was 40 for the riding horse.
The only downside is
riding.
basically if you get this horse and it dies, there's no more horses.
Right. And we also have to keep
2 silver pieces a day,
fed
yeah.
and all that stuff like that. Yeah.
It's a silver a day to stable them or something.
Yeah, I'm on the first 2.
There's no what do you call it? Tackle, saddlebags, and stuff like that. Does that just come with the horse price, or?
Yeah, I don't think Swords and Wizardry is really minimal. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see that, which is kind of cool.
Horse and horse accessories.
Sure, that works for me.
Labyrinth Lord. So you can assume that that cost comes with everything, and also the maintenance comes with the maintenance of tack and stabling.
Cool.
Labyrinth Lord has all that. You have a saddle. You have
Right.
But
okay, while you're all figuring that out, should I go approach Odo? Okay. So one question, Ross, is it what's the moon phase?
Yeah, I was about to ask if there been a full moon.
Oh, well, that's a good question. Let me check.
Roll the old 1d30.
Firebore.
Or 1d28 if it's Februaron or whatever it's called in this world. Februon.
It's a waxing crescent phase tonight with 21% illumination. So you can see there is a moon and you can see it. The skies are clear, but you well, yeah, that's what you can tell for now. The skies are clear and you can see the moon.
I'll head up to the bar, whether Odo is there or the Isabel or Tally. Other one's fine.
Okay. You
I
all
have
right?
a suggestion to the group, maybe, that we can consider. If we do want to go out on these forays, and we're going to have from time to time hirelings or partners or whatever, if they don't have horses, oh yeah, never mind. I was going to say we all chip in for spare horses that we keep and own, but I realized that we just used up enough horses for the whole groups anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm going to step away for a moment to go to the restroom. I trust you guys to make good decisions.
So you come up to the bar, and Odo recognizes you. Of course, he says, "Flanagan, what are you doing tonight? Getting ready to head out tomorrow again,
Yeah, tomorrow's the day. You know how it is. Every Sonder day or whatever it is, that's when we go out.
You're welcome here as long as you want. In fact, I would want to make an offer for you. If you decide that you don't want this work anymore, you can become one of the mercenaries here."
Well, that's not a well. Thank you for the offer. What does that pay?
Some 50 gold a month or so.
Well, that's not half bad. Yeah. There's a lot out there, Odo. I gotta say. This is a small place, and the longer I stay here, the more I see that it's right in the thick of nowhere with a lot of danger out there. I'll tell you what. We've been talking about it. A bunch of us and Folger and there's people coming through here all the time, and I don't know. There's some of them are kind of rough, but we're starting to think that maybe we should ourselves, with the money we start to find, we'll hire them on, and they'd help. Maybe they become mercenaries or go out with us and start trying to clear out the surroundings, if you know what I mean.
That's a fine idea, if you ask me. Now, if you plan to start a business here in Zelkor's Ferry, you'll need to come to me, and I'll license you. And you'll need to start building a place for these people to stay. But starting with guards and arming them is a good start. We wouldn't want a bunch of people to come in here to Zelkor's Ferry and not have a number of guards. In fact, I wouldn't permit it.
Well, yeah, and between you and I, and he looks around, he says, there's quite a few miscreant bandit types around, and we got to be careful who we hire as well. We don't want to have a whole bunch of ne'er-do-wells inside the walls every night, starting to pull things out. And I think we got to, maybe a way that we can do this is we take them out on the land and see how they do, and we start to identify which ones are worth our time amongst all of us.
Do you use the phrase "between you and I"? Did you say that?
Yeah.
He leans forward and he says, "Well, between you and I, a lot of these people that look kind of rough, they've had a rough go of it, and it's not their fault. They just look rough, but they just need a chance. And they're welcome here, as long as they abide by my rules. And, well, there's some things going on the coast road. I would just say that you all should be careful if you find yourself out that way. But not every person out there in those woods trying to get by is a miscreant or a bandit or something like that. Some of them are just poor people trying to survive."
Well, I know that well enough because I'm one of them. And they wouldn't be here if it weren't for your welcome, sir. Well, I got another question for you, Odo. Is there, I mean, the ferry, the weather's been dry. The ferry, is it not come in? Is it on time in all this, or is this just feels like I haven't seen it in a few days? Is that all?
Sure. Everything's perfectly normal. The Lucky Oak made its way in here, but while you were gone.
I see. So I guess I was wondering about on the coast road. I hope they don't interfere with whoever is out there doesn't start interfering with the ferry, because that'd be trouble.
I hope not. Most of the keelboat captains don't make their way to the east anymore. It's awfully sad. You know, it used to be a long time ago, even after the death of the true king. They say that the East March, or Eastreach, there were outposts and things all along that old dungeon, along the grave sites in the mausoleum. But now, the coast road on the borders of the far north, they're just lawless. Some patrol groups and mercenaries take it on themselves to patrol the coast road, but I won't say much of them.
All right. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Odo. I can only speak for myself here, but I've taken a liking to this place, and it may be that I become a mercenary and work under you, or it may be that some of us strike out on our own and help clear out, make this place a little safer. But whatever happens, I can guarantee you that we'll be doing that work with you. So you think of me as a partner here, not an employee at some point.
Absolutely. He reaches out to shake your hand. He's got this big, meaty, really hairy hand all the way down to the ends of his fingers. And he shakes your hand and he says, if you had told me that a month ago, I would have laughed and maybe given you some more food before your last meal. But here you are, Flanagan. You've lasted here for weeks, for almost 2 months now. So
consider myself a lucky one. There's a lot of bodies out there. I mean, I got a horse now. Lord Panther's sitting outside waiting to go tomorrow.
I saw that. That was my horse I sold you.
I know. Well, I'll take another round for everybody.
Aye. That's a silver piece. Times 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 silver pieces.
Okay. So that's cool. That's all I need to do.
All right. All right. Is that so? You've hired everybody. Talked to Odo. Not much else to do. So we'll move on to the next
milk
day.
for Caden.
Milk
Can we
for-
talk to what's
Yeah.
his name?
Milk for Caden. He does it great.
Right. And I'll say for I'm sorry, for what is it? So 2 silver pieces. Yeah, you could definitely have milk too. Yeah. I'm trying to think how he would have milk. They probably just have things like goats.
Or
It's probably
goats.
goat's milk.
Yeah, that works.
But because they would need that for cheese and all kinds of things. But
I do have. Is there any kind of local farming community in the region of Zelkor's Reach, or is this basically just a little fortress?
it's just a little fortress.
Work to do in the future.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Flanagan, I saw that you were talking to Odo at length there. Do you know if he might have a lead on any simple mercenaries, not necessarily like just the type of person that we might leave with horses if we need to. Hopefully, we won't be doing that this trip. But I'm also looking to the fact that we have the old man with us. That it might be good to have just another couple bodies that would be close to him, out of the way, not so much in frontline combat, but just like backup.
Well, let's go ask him. I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
about maybe hiring on some of the mercenaries of the
Yeah.
guards in town to go out with us.
Right, and I'm not even asking for necessarily top quality well, as much as they were top quality, the ones from last outing, just simple guys who are looking to do an easy job, hopefully, and stays as an easy job.
Well, let's go ask him. Hey, Odo.
Hi. Alaric, good to see you again.
Hello. I was wondering, do you have any simple, pardon my term, simple, I mean, as opposed to adventuring, any guards for hire? We're thinking of making a foray, and we'd like to maybe get some people to keep an eye on a non-fighter, just as a little bodyguard type work.
Think about it this way: like we got these. Like I was saying, if we're we're invested and loyal to the place, maybe this is a way that some of the guards can get a bit of exercise and get off the walls and come out with us and just watch the horses and. It's not going to hurt. It's only going to do benefit Zelkor's Ferry if you see what I mean.
He raises his big meaty paw at that, he's like, I appreciate what you're saying, and look, you're not the only ones who've come here with a bit of ambition. You'll have to forgive me, but if you follow the road down here about 7 miles to the south, you can see what happened to the last people that had ambition the last time they came to Zelkor's Ferry. And I like you lot, and you've survived very well. But I've been here for years, and I've seen your kind come and go. I can't be ruining the contracts I have with the people I have. That and that wall, he often says that, are the only things that keep me and my family and business alive.
Oh, that's fair enough. One day maybe we'll it'll take some time, but I can envision a day where we're working side by side and things are different. This place is bigger and there's buildings everywhere. But there's some time before that happens. I would like some dogs and some cows myself, but there's going to be some time before that happens. Anyway,
I think you're onto something. That the thing is that usually when people make it out from the coast, they're eager to try to find whatever money they can to get on the first keelboat out of here with their lives and nothing else. But if you can try to convince them, which you already have, some of them, to keep working for you and build that up over time, my prayers are with you. that this will happen. But don't take it as an ill omen, but I have seen this before.
Yeah. Flanagan gets a bit quiet. Well, it's a good way to keep me feeling sharp for tomorrow. I mean, every time I go out there, at least one less person comes back. So
As the harvest starts to approach, there'll probably be fewer people arrive by keelboat. But there'll be more people arrive if they survive from the coast.
all right. Okay. Is there enough room to keep people warm here? I mean, it's just all you got is this place. I don't. We need to. I guess you manage to house people all winter every time, I suppose.
Well, usually when winter comes, and out of character, actually, I'll just kind of like pop out of character for a second here. We're approaching wintertime. And if we continue playing until March, wintertime will approach in Otherworld. And when that happens, you'll have a 180-day downtime period. And you can do whatever you want with that. You know, you can try to do something with that. But time will pass. And it's kind of assumed, or at least I assumed this, that actually you would leave. You wouldn't stay here. You know, because this isn't a great place to stay.
Yeah, unless we get the house.
So I think there are like there are two parallels in real life that I want to make here. One is because somebody mentioned something like this. To me, the ideal adventuring group, you know how we view pirates and they like sail around and they find treasure and they hide treasure and they try to kind of make deals with other people when they encounter them, and like you're all like land pirates. You know what I mean? So on one hand, and the other thing that I think is like, if you think about like towns in Alaska where they only have a single line of communication in and out of the town, it might be a plane that arrives once every 2 days or once a day. That's what Zelkor's Ferry is like. Basically, no one leaves the wall except you crazy people. And most people come and go from the keelboat. And it's a very like niche kind of business. You know, it's on the very edge of civilization, right? Like the very tip edge of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you know they sell everything to us at a significant markup. They make a decent money off of it.
Well, yeah, and so he's like, you mentioned dogs and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's like 1,500 gold. You know, it's like, because like, you know, it's not going to be easy for somebody just to go and over 2 weeks and go try to find a dog breeder, and you know, like, so yeah, it's like being in an Alaskan town or something like.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a dog over that downtime.
How many days how many weeks will it be before that wintertime hits? Just so we have a sense of like that's coming, right? Like all of our characters know that.
Probably in 45 to 60 days.
Okay.
In real life. Yeah.
So like late March.
Yeah, late March.
That's cool. Right on. I like that.
Because then it'll be the end of September in Otherworld, and then the frost will come.
Cool.
Anyways, all right. Anything else in the sanctuary tonight? No.
Well, the only thing we've got to work out is we've got these horse. We have horses, but these other two don't, right? The what are their names again? Oh, and does Mr. Thief have them? So
Anig and Nyal.
Right, Anig, Nyal, and what is the thief's name again?
Connell. Yeah.
Connor or Connell,
How slow would they go with two people on their back?
A horse, he wouldn't be able to travel with two people realistically like
okay.
that.
Connell, right?
And there's really...
in this case, we're going to be leaving the horses if we're taking them.
Right. That's a bit of a bummer.
So Connell doesn't have a horse. Connell can definitely afford a horse, but he doesn't have one.
You know what? I'll say that Connell buys a horse.
Okay. Connell, what do you think? I'm going to go over to him. I don't know if he's around. I've got to knock on his door of his room or something, or is he around?
Yeah. You're still in the inn, yeah.
So we're leaving tomorrow again, Connell. We all got horses, and these two, Nell and Anig, are well. They want to come. They want half a share, but they're going to be walking. I mean, maybe we can all talk about this with Connell there as well. Like, what do we think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I'd really like to bring the lady with the sword is great, but having a guy who might know some arcana is really a great plus. So I'd be willing to walk to be able to get that, and hopefully I'd like us to try to keep an eye out, maybe talk to Odo and try to keep an eye out for more horses and buy them up as they come in as a group purchase, so we can keep a stable that we can, use when we need it. Plus, we're bound to have deaths every once in a while anyway.
I want to give Richard. I want to give you all the most workable information, even if it comes at the risk of ruining the mystery of it all. Neil, he tells you what he can do, and I also want to give you my interpretation of this. There are things I'm finding I like about BX. I keep getting in trouble with Swords and Wizardry because I keep thinking it's BX and it just keeps not being, which is cool because it's like, oh wow, there's some kind of neat thing in there I didn't know about, So I looked at the spell Light, and the Swords and Wizardry version is super boring. It just creates light. In BX, Light is like nuts, and that's the one I'm going with because I like it way better. In BX, it's basically a flashbang grenade, and you can get away if you need to. So
yeah, it's kind of like that in
it's like one
too.
It's like one get out of jail free card. Like if you're in an encounter and you drop a light spell, you can get out one time. So cool. Yeah, so he can do that. So that's pretty powerful. He can also cast it on a large enemy if you have some scheme where you can bring a big enemy down. If you have a way of doing it, so that's really powerful. The horses, on the other hand, do not make you appreciably faster because it's not like you're galloping over the countryside. You're still just traveling, right? But what they can do that is big is they change your encounter speed dramatically. Right. So now you have the ability to run away even if it's like wolves. Because you all had that issue. Somebody had that issue where basically, literally, people were thrown to the wolves to get the party away because you were just gonna die. And
basically, they were all non-player characters, but my guy doesn't know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, in your all's defense, I'm sure it doesn't feel good to them, but literally just screaming and running in the dark was all that was left at that point. Whereas if you have horses, you can just get out of there. So.
Right. Yeah, I looked at the horses as exactly that, having both an escape and a chase down thing either direction.
Right, that's true too.
Something that gives us burst mobility.
Yep.
And that's all
Overland.
we need it for. And also, if we need to carry things that are heavy or somebody who's injured, that's also useful.
My only real concern is that if we go this way and we do have to take advantage of that burst mobility, we're going to be leaving these two people to die. And I don't want to leave an old man.
Right, which is why I said leave the horses.
Yeah.
I will also tell you that they intend to be here, and Rappan Athuk suggests this, and I'm going to do it. They will actually, they're not planning on leaving, because they came here on purpose. So they'll be around. Whether or not they want to work with you, whether they like you, none of that is known. That's all going to play out, but it's not like they're just some missed opportunity or something. It's just whatever is best for you all.
Yeah, so I guess there's two ways we could go. We could go just leave them behind. Well, there's many ways. We could leave them behind. We could go all on foot, or we could go all together, but with the horses and take turns riding them. So we're resting. We've got horses to use for to haul things.
Scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
we're not planning on going into the dungeon where we'll be leaving the horses unattended for hours and hours at a time. So,
I mean, did they not want to go into the dungeon? So maybe they only want to come with us just for this.
Right?
Actually, did we tell them that we were looking at scouting and stuff? because I'm not sure of that. That's right. Thank you, there, Caden. We didn't really make that clear.
The impression I got is that you're trying to find signs of this mass number of kobolds and an ogre. And
just did we tell them that?
yeah, this academic is interested in that because he wants to learn about them.
Okay, right. He did express when we mentioned the creatures. That's right. He said that's exactly what I'm looking. All right, that's good.
Okay.
All right. As long as they understand the risk here that, like, if we have to bail, we don't have enough horses for everyone. Then I'm okay with that. I just don't want to lead anyone in on.
I mean, they're probably not going to go if you suggest that you might bail on them.
No. I was saying leaving. If we're taking them, we leave the horses. Is what I was thinking.
Well, if we get
you don't
in a
have to take them though, but
if we get in a situation where we've got to run and we got to get on horses, we can haul the old man onto the back. It's going to be faster to have two people on a horse for enough to run away from something. We can't haul it back for days that way, but like you can easily throw through two people on a horse to get moving. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. It like the horse will hate it, but
yeah.
Could we do that?
I'm going to say that won't work for this purpose because what will happen is I'm assuming you wouldn't do that unless it's life or death and like you're being chased down by something faster than you.
Right.
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one occupant per horse. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd actually vote
Unless
against
you have a wagon or
taking
something.
them with us until we can get horses or they get horses. If we're not going to leave the horses behind, I don't want to be in the position. I know what happened the last time. I don't want to be in the position of having to leave a woman and an old man behind to die.
We should leave them here this time.
I will leave them behind to die. I just don't want to be in that position to do so.
Leave them here this time.
I already did that once, and I felt shitty about it. I don't want to do it again. So let's leave them behind this time. Maintain a positive working relationship with them for the future. And when we go someplace where we're not bringing the horses, say, that death hole, the mouth of doom, then we can bring them. Or anytime when we're expect to be like on foot. But when we're taking advantage of the horses, let's take advantage of the horses. I don't want to be eaten by wolves again.
Yeah.
Maybe we cover a bear stay at the end.
Then when we tell them this, why don't I ask, what is this, what? Nil? I suck at names. Whatever that guy's name. Yeah, no, the old man. Is there anything that we might be able to recover if we do run into any of these creatures and we either have bodies or anything like that around, anything that would be useful to you, either in gear, items they carry, or anything that might be helpful?
Yes, that would be very helpful. I'm very appreciative. What I would like to know,
Artifact.
Two things. Yes, artifacts, something like if they have some sort of writing, or if they have a totem or fetish, something that they carry, a god, an idol, anything that has some sort of special symbolic meaning. That would help me the most.
We will definitely keep an eye out for that. OOC, I just wanted to keep him, interested with us and that we're helping and blah, blah, blah. And, we're looking out for him. So, yeah.
Do we maybe want to pay them to, stay in reserve? Or, cover their stay at the inn?
But we can tell them that if they see horses, any smell of anybody selling horses, to try to get a hold on them, because we'll buy them ourselves, and they'll be able to use them if they see anybody selling horses in town while we're not around.
Yeah,
sounds good.
All right, here we go.
We're off the next day on horseback.
Bless you.
I'm carrying 3 gold.
Oh, yeah.
I know normally I would leave everything behind, but I'm just carrying 3 gold because I just realized that who knows what you might run into. You might have a reason to give money or buy something.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I have to do something to roll 20.
So where are we planning to go?
Yeah, anybody in previous times that I don't think they're on the east side of the ferry because that would be too difficult for them to to cross to get at the Mouth of Doom. I think they're going to be either to the west or south of Mouth of Doom.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them at the Mouth of Doom, and there was dozens of them. I would
And that's where
imagine
we're going to go.
if we went there, we could find a trail.
Yeah.
I saw that other map, maybe to the south.
Yeah, if you look on the roleplay thing on Discord, I put up the latest map. Flanagan pulls it out. I was talking to Fulger, and I added a bit more to the map. They saw some more stuff, and I don't know. Take a look, and he unfurls it. You guys can see it on Discord under roleplay if you want. They walked right to the top of the hill where the Mouth of Doom is, and looked out over and saw that the water there the water to the west actually ends, but there's another piece of water that continues further down. And there was some feces and such on the top of the hill, like there was some beasts. There was some kind of caveman and animals that were shitting all over up in there.
What is your all's base movement speed with horses?
What are they?
I'm not sure how you calculate that.
Instead of our character's movement speed?
With the horses.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a thing about that in the Swords and Wizardry rulebook.
Trying to find the movement.
There's a thing on page 83 about movement rates in vehicles, but I don't know if you want to use that, as that's in the GM section and thus highly subject to your whimsy. But my assumption...
Yeah, these are numbers that I'm used to seeing back in the old days with AD&D. 30 miles is what used to be the normal travel rate on a horse in plain land. But that's in plain land. You know, forest, it goes down to 10, hills 15, etc. But I remember 30, like 10 leagues being, which is about the same that a person goes. It's just that you're not tired.
No, this is actually great because your average movement rate as a person is 9 miles. So I was completely wrong, and you are able to do something pretty extraordinary on a horse.
And it's just below that half normal distance travel if you're exploring. Assumes you're exploring a 5 mile wide band and mapping, not necessarily searching.
Yeah, and that would just be the difference between. I mean, if you tell me that you're searching, then that means you're looking for something. But if you're just traveling from point to point, then I won't use that.
So I think what we want to do is not even explore at first, but just get to the mouth of the cave, and from there just see if we can see a trail to follow. As a start, as Webb suggests.
Yeah, sure.
Which route are you taking? Are you going on the riverfront, or are you going towards the road?
What do you think, everyone?
The road might, well, I'm not sure.
I mean, I kind of like the more open route, whatever that is, where we've got the best visibility.
Yeah.
Which seems like it might be the road because it's pretty open, right?
Yeah, and plus, if there's bandits or anything on the road and they're not huge and we can, clean them up, that's helpful for the whole place, especially in small bands. And I did look up horse in the monsters. They have them at 18 speed for regular riding horses there. AC 7, 2 hit dice, and movement of 18.
That would be its combat speed, right? Its base combat.
Yeah, that's
speed.
like the people speed. The people speed of 12.
I'm gonna go by this vehicle movement rate. This is pretty.
Oh
great.
no, that's correct. But I'm just saying that's the people speed. Like we're 12, and that they're 18 on a combat map. That's
gotcha.
Or in a dungeon, but they're
that's
not going
good to know too. Okay.
And my horse is Sparks.
Which way are you all going?
I think we're following the old road.
The old road. Okay.
And my horse is Raven.
Yes. On all of our well-named horses, we are riding down the old road to the south.
This means I will give you the benefits of this. So you're able to travel Actually, I think I could do it like this.
If you press Q, it'll lay down a waypoint.
Trying to
There
find
we
the
go.
old tiny screen now.
This is kind of
I had
cool.
my
Watch
character sheet
this.
up.
If you zoom out.
Jeez, I couldn't find it.
Look at it go.
Oh, cool.
So that's 15 miles. There's a couple of things that happen.
Couple things.
We come across a cache of the ogre where he left all the treasure from everybody robbed.
You see, actually, just to kind of zoom back, so you see the forested hillside. You see as you go this saddle with a bald hill, and as you get down here on the other side of the hill, just way off in the distance, you can see that the river has become caked dirt. That it's dried up in that place, and that this is kind of devolved into just a lake. And then you come down here, you can see a building off in the distance, a few miles, and then here across this forest is a small mountain rising up. It is now currently late afternoon, early evening, or afternoon. What do you do?
This? I've got a quick question. What is this thing over here? This little
That's
square?
a building that you see off to your right in the distance along a road.
That's an old.
Yeah, it's an abandoned house. Yep.
We've
Is
been
it
there.
defensible?
It's been empty both times, and then we searched it. It seems to be pretty. I mean, maybe we could camp there. Actually, maybe we should walk up before night falls and see if we can see the any trails or paths cutting out from the mouth of Doom, and then go back and make camp in that old house.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Can't remember if it was like open or if it was like was it still structurally intact?
And we went inside it. I don't know. Like I remember searching inside. Like I don't think it was. I don't
Okay.
recall hearing that it was unstable, but.
You can see here the chance that someone made at some point long ago when they tried to make their own livelihood outside the walls of Zelkor's Ferry. A stone cottage, abandoned and fallen into disrepair. It's covered in vine. The thatched roof is gone. Where it's not, it's fallen in. Grass grows up through the dirt floor of the building. And I'm also... Yeah, and that's all. I will also tell you that you can also see something on the in the tree line here, in the forest. It looks like on the edge of the forest, you can see a small hut. It's also rotting and in disrepair.
Oh,
Where was this on the edge of the forest? Can you mark it again?
Right here.
Okay.
that's interesting.
Maybe
Well,
at
what-
daytime interesting.
Yeah. What time of the day is it right now?
It is afternoon.
How difficult is it to cross this stream?
The river where it's dried. It
I
would.
guess it's not particularly difficult.
I think
Yeah.
it's the road.
Oh, that's a road. I've
Oh,
just yeah, that's a road. Yeah, but yeah.
That's worth noting, but it won't get us closer to finding out where that ogre is, I think.
Right. Well, is there time to get back up, get to the mouth of Doom, and then down here before nightfall?
Yeah, with time to spare. It would be early evening by the time you did that.
I think we should do that then. That sounds like
Sure.
a
Yeah.
good idea.
Okay.
Oh boy.
No, it's just a art page. I'll flip back and forth regularly when you're doing overland travel.
Okay.
All right, you're trying to make it to the mouth of doom, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. It takes a lot longer going through the forest. I lied. It'll be evening, but you can make it back to the cottage by the time you make it back. And let's see. You see Gerald. I think this is the first time you've seen this, as they lead you up this hillside, switching back along the loose stones in the hill with your horses. After you've made it through a forest, on the side of this mountain is a huge stone demon face carved into the side of the hill. Its open mouth is 10 feet tall, with a gaping stone maw and black stone stairs leading into darkness. This is about halfway up the mountain.
Humans carve that? Someone made that. Who wants to walk into a big demon mouth every morning?
The rent of chaos.
I suppose so. What peculiar aesthetic. I bet that old man would have loved to seen this.
Yeah, well, the things inside are pretty.
What have you found inside of it?
Poisonous vermin, squealing creatures beyond mysterious doors, pit traps and such. It's like the people, old beds, like there was people living there at some time. Some creatures living in there. Mostly
And
abandoned.
so many legs. So many legs.
The legs were bad.
Let's move on to the... Wait, where around here did you see the ogre?
Right here. I mean, if we get up to it, well, we came out right here, and that
Why
ogre.
did you ask that?
Right about here, and I go over to where I'm on my horse back to where the ogre was standing, and get off the horse and just kind of start looking around to see if there's bushes or undergrowth that's been worn. Like, is there a trail aside from the trail we just took up? Is there any other trail from here?
You do find where it looks like, because there hasn't been rainfall, it's not lush here, and a trail has knocked down the rough and hardy plant life that grows on the side of this hill, as if there's some kind of small stampede carelessly moving through the area, and it goes into the forest, and you can even tell that it goes on off to the saddle of the two hills just south of Zelkor's Ferry.
Right.
Hey.
That's a good find.
Is that where we led them though, or no? Like,
yeah,
because we walked that way with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is that the same route that we took?
Yes. Other than that, you can also see where it looks like there are indications of the soil being disturbed up the mountainside. And it seems obvious to you that at some point in the past, the top of the mountainside was where they had set up their camp.
Right.
Good viewings.
So they have moved.
Right. So, or they took when we walked up here from the cottage, were we on a trail at all? Or were we just kind of walking through the bush?
I would say just the bush.
Okay, so the main trail goes from here to the saddle, and also from here up the hill. Do either of those ways look more used?
Actually, this is all faded quite a bit and hasn't been used for some time. You probably wouldn't have been able to have seen it if it weren't so dry.
Right. Well, maybe that ogre hasn't even come back here then. in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's possible because I really think that it's not that the ogre hangs out here as much as the ogre has these creatures scouting for him around here and a runner. That's my call. Because
He's waiting for us to get
have
well.
an ogre. Yeah, what were we saying, Kane?
And he's waiting for us to get some wealth.
Yeah. I think they're interested in getting people that are coming out of the dungeon more than people who are traipsing through the woods.
Right, but it doesn't even look like they've been coming up here, not from these trails necessarily.
Well, I think you could be 100% right, or it could be that we're not catching the markings of 3 or 4 of these creatures. What are we calling the creatures, by the way? Because I keep saying creatures. Do we have a name for them or anything? The beastmen or anything we're working with?
Doglets.
Excuse me?
Doglet.
Doglets. Yeah, so the doglets is the small creatures that I believe that are being used to keep an eye. I mean, that's what I would do. I would station scouts and have a runner that would alert me. That way, I'm not living in the dirty woods with
Well, I mean, they're not gonna. I don't expect they would have come from the saddle near Zelkor's Ferry. They would have come from further in, right? So
yeah, I think you're right. I think it was a good call that you. I would have started following that way. But yeah, you're probably right. I didn't remember we led them that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So-
woods down there.
Yeah. So what do you say again? Sorry, Caden.
I was thinking they might be in the woods.
Right, like camping out near Zelkor's Ferry somewhere. Is that what you're thinking?
No, like in the southern woods.
Oh
The
yeah,
southern
yeah.
woods, like on the other side of the because we haven't really been on the other side of that hill.
Right.
So maybe the big forest versus the wargy forest.
Okay. So do we want to?
circumnavigate?
Yeah, go back down to the old cottage and go around the hill in the morning.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, maybe
I
we
don't wanna-
find a road. I mean, not a road, a path of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to abandon the advantage of our horses sooner than we have to, and these horses are not going to fare well in dense old-growth forest. They'd barely. We'd be faster on foot.
Right. But circumnavigating this hill is going to mean mean going through forest, right?
Mhm.
So you're
Well,
waiting
at least
back.
going. Not the hill. Circumnavigating the forest. Get a
Yeah.
sense of its
Go
boundary.
around the outside of it.
Okay.
Right.
Do some mapping.
All right. The whole forest.
Well, we don't know how big the forest is. If the whole forest goes on for 2 days, then we're not going to probably keep going.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh,
So-
actually, quick thing
right.
before we go further. I should probably have bought rations for this trip before I left. Can I do that now? Because I just forgot to.
Oh, you have to do it in Zelkor's Ferry.
I got 5 days.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Oh, I have a bow. I will hunt.
You can hunt. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. How's everybody for food here?
In
I
Zelkor's
was just
Ferry,
looking- I
it
have
hunt
8
you.
I've got dried rations for
I
5
mean,
days.
like in the
Rations trail.
forest.
Oh no, I don't. I didn't subtract. Oh, it's probably on my regular character sheet. That's why. I subtracted 2.
Let's track our food here and then make a decision.
And now I will say for today, you already have eaten. So to be clear, right? Because you have when you pay the gold piece, it counts as your room and board, and then you get food for breakfast. the next
Since I
day.
did not say I refilled, I am down to, because I know I used one and gave one to somebody else, so that's I am down to 6 out of the 8.
And what do you have, John? Caden?
5 dried rations.
Okay, so we got 13. We got 18 amongst 4 of us. So that's pretty good.
We'll find for a while.
Nice.
Yeah, 4 days.
Okay, so let me just make sure I understand, Gerald, what it is you all want to do. So you want to go back to the ruined cottage, and you want to camp out there, wait until sunrise, and then you're going to try to scout around the mountain. Is that the goal?
Around the
think so.
forest.
Oh, yeah, forest. If you could switch back to the map.
The role play the role play shows us that like little, forest area that we're gonna circle.
Okay.
Actually, it's a large forest area that we're gonna circle.
Sometimes I'll do this on purpose because I actually considered not having a map, but I thought it looked too cool. I like the art too much. So I kind of will switch back and forth sometimes using the kind of limited visibility of the token.
Hang on a second. I actually have paper, so I can just sketch what I'm describing. But
Oh, you can also sketch in Roll20, by the way. You can use the little sketchy tool.
that's true. That's actually probably much more practical. Hang on a second. Freehand.
Yeah, that way I can just
So,
see what you mean
We've
for
got
sure.
the fort. We've got the little hut.
Okay.
We've got trees, and which are a barrier for a little side trail which goes up the big hill with the mouth on it.
Yeah.
Little angry face. So, but there's this. We don't know how far around the forest goes. So I figured, like, we'll go around the forest and see if we find interesting signs of kobold or ogre activity coming and going from the periphery of the forest. Signs of betrayal, etc.
Okay. This is an example of you don't have to roll for things. Like, this is something where now that I understand what it is you all want to do, like I'm confident. Here's what we can do with that.
So that blue area is like the forest that, as far as I know, is that we would circuit based on the roleplay map.
That's an interesting map.
Let's see. Okay. You head back down, switchbacks in the stone. This isn't a trail, by the way. It's just a path that you make.
Right.
Back through the woods, into the open clearing where the old overgrown road is and the ruined cottage. And by that time, the sun has already set. It's dark. You're able to make it to the cottage before you get to a point where you have to get torches and lanterns out to be able to see. You set up camp, and let's do the watches for the night.
Go on first.
Let's see.
I'll take the second one.
Oh, Flanagan will go the morning watch.
I'll take whichever one is left.
All right. The night passes. But who is on the middle watch?
I took the second one.
Okay. Caden, when you take the watch, and it would make sense that it's kind of difficult one person watching at a time, but you do need to sleep too, because you need to watch 360 degrees from the cottage. So you have to set up a kind of fire watch where you look outside the ruined stone, this concave ruined stone, and then you have to go back over to what was once a window and look out that and keep a watch, as best you can, sometimes leaving the cottage. And you see at one point, you think, looking out into the forest at night, glaring giant red eyes. You blink and you're certain that you see something out there. And then as you watch, eventually the eyes move. It's just as you're about to start to alert your companions, the eyes are gone.
How high up were these eyes?
Probably groin level. Maybe chest
Oh, okay.
level. Yeah. And then you're able to, probably tell the next person on watch about it. But after that, no one else sees these eyes. And you don't see anything else of concern through the night, and the night passes, and the sunrise comes.
Flanagan has a fire going for the morning. I don't know if we've had it going all night, maybe not, but and he's heating up. So got some water, and he's heating up oatmeal or whatever we eat. So maybe the word's been passed down that this thing from watch person to watch person with the eyes. Are those wolves that we saw last time? Did they have red glowing eyes?
Yes. The two big ones did.
Okay.
To hunt it.
So, for the day, your intention is to go back to the mountain, to the forest, and then travel the forest to see its extent and try to get a measure of the forest. Okay.
Yeah. How far is that hut from here across the path? The small hut. Is that something we could just...
Yeah. Good question.
walk over to? I don't want to totally distract us, but just... I don't know.
Yeah, if we could just like walk over there.
Yeah, might as well check that right there. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's easy.
Okay. Well, it is just a fraction of a mile. To the
Yeah.
hut.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
How dare you say that?
Right, the eyes are red.
Dimension of...
Is that the direction the red eyes were in?
Yes.
Okay.
You see a small hut in a state of disrepair at the edge of the woods and neglected. The wooden walls are rotting. The thatched roof is green with moss. What do you do?
I feel weird about this one. Flanagan gets off his horse and like a good 100, 200 feet away. Are there windows like it's all overgrown, like over the cleared, like there's...
It's just a hut, so it's just wooden walls. I wouldn't say there's like windows.
Okay.
And
this is their sauna or something.
A what?
And a sauna.
A sauna?
Do you know what that is? Yeah. It's like maybe it's a northern thing. I live in Canada. Like you go, it's like a little place. You got a little fire inside. It's for the cottage. They had a little spot where they would go.
Oh yeah.
You
Russians love it over here.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna say
like
that...
a little...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It's a little spa thing.
I'm thinking that the denizens of the mythic underworld probably did not build a spa accoutrement out here in the forest. But who knows?
Could be.
I don't want to say that because I'll probably bite those words later because there's some weird stuff out here.
My bow out, and I'm going to keep it covered just in case.
Okay.
Flanagan will go forward. Why don't you stay back a little bit? Whoever wants to go forward with me, he'll have his shield and his sword, and he'll move quietly up. Why don't you want to come with me? He looks back at... okay, sure. Maybe Connell should come.
Okay. Connell, he's like,
Yeah,
okay,
up and look.
that's fine, but you first.
No problem.
I
So we go, and so does Gerald.
Yes. Can you describe the hut again? It's in disrepair, no windows. What's the walls made of? And is there any? And how's the condition of the roof?
It's made of wood, and the wooden walls are rotting and almost falling in. The roof is thatched, green with moss and rot, and also falling in.
Okay. As we go forward, Flanagan would like to maneuver around to get to wherever there must be a door, like an old entrance to it. And I'd like to go that way because if something is coming in and out, there would be a trail, and to see if there's, as we approach, if there's any kind of used trail or if it's just completely overgrown.
Make a wisdom attribute check. Not something I usually call for, but it's hard enough to do.
Everybody?
No, just Flanagan.
Oh, okay.
That's a success with a 5.
A 5. Okay. You do in fact find the imprint, because as you enter the tree line, it's cooler here, and the ground is more spongy, spared from the heat of the sun. And so, in this spongy kind of forest on this at the forest edge, are huge padded feet, twice the size of my hand,
Right.
or 1.5 times size. And
That is
you can
quite
see
a-
them coming and going from the entrance into this hut.
Oh. I stopped Gerald and what's his name again?
Connell.
Connell.
Like Connor, but with an L.
Right. I stopped Gerald and Connell and just like point down to the tracks and point to the thing.
I see it.
I whisper, man, it might be in there now. I mean, I think it moves at night. Maybe this is the time to take one of them sons of bitches down.
Might be worth.
I'm back to the others
I'm
and
open
talk.
to it. How tall is the roof of this rotten? How tall are the walls of this rotten hut?
10 feet.
If we could. And there's holes in the roof?
Yeah.
Kind of tempted to just peek inside through one of the roof holes.
Let's go tell the others first. So
Always a good bet. Tell the others.
Yeah, so we head back to you to Dan. What's your character's name again?
Alaric.
Alaric. Okay, that is your name. And Caden, and still whispering, and that might be where those big wolf things live. Is there enough space in there for two of them to den? There might even be a hole or something. But is there enough space for two of them? Because there were two before.
Yeah, there would be enough space. Yeah, I mean it's a hut that once was built by human hands.
Right. Well,
Yeah, if we can ambush them.
More for
Maybe.
winnowing them.
anybody have any oil to throw in over the top?
I believe I do.
I do.
I do, but we only have so much of it for going for an extended outing.
Yeah.
Reluctant to spend it on.
Actually, I'm not seeing it.
I have like 8 pints.
Oh, okay, then go nuts.
No, I think I do. I thought I did. No. Must
If
have
you've got
used
8
it.
pints, I will go ahead and just. I've got. How much do I have? Come on.
I
I
think
have
it's
0.
10 pints.
This could be really deadly, right? Like, this is all about getting the element of surprise and serious takedown real quick. Because I think they were pretty deadly. They might
Yeah.
not even be in there, actually, but
What are the chances that see if it is those creatures? They're not much for climbing. Is there any in Connell's estimation? Is that hut something that he could quietly get to the top of and look down?
Connell's like,
Before...
I don't think I'm interested in that. I think I'll stay back here with these horses in my longbow.
No, that's
Anything
fine.
comes out of that door, I'll be firing a longbow and getting on my horse.
I mean, if you want to, Caden will try to get up there.
so Connell's not into this idea, hey?
Alaric, you're light on your feet, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
What's the
I roll a dexterity check for walking.
what's the intention of getting on the house? Or the hut?
If we can see into through the holes in the roof, there are 2 advantages. 1, we can see if they're in there without opening the door. 2, if they are in there, we can do violence to them from above, from the roof hole.
Wait, if they are,
okay.
if you mean they meaning wolves, the door is closed, they aren't in there. Or they are freaky.
That is a compelling point.
There's no
I'm
door.
thinking if the doors are closed, if it's used by a humanoid.
There's no door?
There's no door. To be,
Oh,
I
there's
mean,
no door.
I meant to
Okay.
mention, I meant to say like it's like a door entrance. This thing is rotted and almost about to fall in.
And that's what I was referring to
Yeah,
Connell.
you
I was
climb
saying,
on
in your
top.
estimation, do you think it would support somebody climbing that? That's what I meant.
What if are there big trees that are climbable that you can get up in? Because further away and look down, maybe that's not. Maybe
Which
it's
way
just
is the
loud.
wind blowing?
Hmm.
Okay, what I mean by that obviously is, are we downwind of it or upwind of it, or because we're standing here talking, we may be losing our surprise.
How do I describe this? You are upwind, like the wind is
Coming from there to
coming
us.
this way. Yeah, so it's a good thing.
Good,
Yeah.
good. We're lucky.
Are the horses freaking out?
Yeah, the horses look nervous.
Okay.
Good. Okay, there's something in there.
Okay, so what are we gonna do here, everybody? In character and out of character. These things are gonna dog us all pun not intended, they're going to be harassing us all the time out here.
Have a burn it
Where they
down.
are now.
I propose. God, if they're wargs, we're just not going to be able to take them. Like, they're going to have more hit die. Like, if there's actually 3 wargs in there, we will just die. Like, we will either run away or we'll die, because that's 3 hit dice-ish creatures. They'll just beat us to death.
Well, there's 2, right? I mean, have we ever seen more? Not to say that we've not seen them all.
We've never seen more than 2, but we don't know that. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we saw 3.
Like-
That's the time we were attacked, weren't they?
No, it's 2 big ones and the rest were wolves. Which, by the way, confused me because we hit the wolf and he barely did any damage, and I thought that was one of the regular wolves, and I was like, wait a second, regular wolves are that tough? Uh-oh.
Just set it on fire and run.
Okay,
That's a good point.
I guess-
No one lives there.
Wait a second, guys. What if there's a orphan girl and her grandfather living in that hut?
Not wrong.
I don't. Right.
The
I
light
don't
will
think we should
protect them.
torch a hut. Whether or not it's empty, it might even be empty, and that's their only place of shelter.
I like how
We just
Caden's just
I
going
They
full
go to Zelkor's
Warhammer all
Ferry.
of a sudden.
It's
He's
just up the road.
Let's just give it.
There's like big paw marks going. If there's an orphan girl in there, then she's a werewolf orphan girl.
True.
This is true.
I mean, I guess I would. My only thought would be stand back.
You want to go look in there?
No, I would rather just like stand. We all throw. Each of us throws a vial of oil. Someone throws a torch in, and we fire, and hope we. Does anybody have? Does someone have a spell? No. Okay, that light spell. That was the guy who had.
Yep. And
All right.
by the way, also a consideration of loot that goes, but I know life is better than loot. Just mentioning it, so we're aware that if this is an abandoned hut and anything that was killed might have maps or scrolls or anything like that, that's gone. So would
Right.
any kind of armor or anything like that. But
Well, maybe this is.
What if
Go ahead, Rick.
What if we poke it with a stick, metaphorically, just to shake out whatever's in it? What if we just throw rocks at it from a distance and see
Okay.
if anything scampers out where we can shoot it with an arrow?
Or even shoot an arrow in, like get arrow range away and start just lobbing arrows in through the doorway with our horses, and then if anything moves, we just run. I mean, we already know what's in there. I feel that's inviting. Maybe we should just. We know we have a strong idea that what's in there, and we just let it go for now. Like we're scouting.
that's another option.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, let's just bail. You're right. We don't have enough force to deal with what we think it is, so there's no point
Yeah.
in provoking it, and we can't guarantee a good attack on our terms. So let's just move on.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty. I think that's pretty wise, honestly. Like it's so tempting. But
So my next
The party
question is,
bravely moved on along.
I just want to make sure. So you're scouting the forest at the base of the mountain, seeing its extent and everything. Is your goal to arrive back at the cottage at night to camp? Because, and the reason I ask that is because that will tell me how far you can get and how far you want to scout.
I personally would be willing to. This is me, not decision. I would be willing to go as far as 2 days, if it is that far. I wouldn't go any more than 2 days because at that point, I'd want to know where I'm going before I. But as far as just circling it, I would be willing to go 2 days.
yeah,
I
we have
think
4
so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we do 2 days there, we can make 2 days back. So I'm with you on that. I don't really want to stay in this cottage until we clear out those wolves now.
Okay. I need to. Let's see.
So yes, we will be camping a field
Probably dangerous to
Around
have the
the-
same spot.
border of the forest area.
You know what? It's so cool in a game like this where just seeing the footprints of big wolves is like exciting enough that like I just feel like my heart was kind of like going a little bit, and we're deciding we don't even want to see them. Like that's a really exciting encounter. Like I just
Yep.
love that kind of thing.
I will say that I
In our
played in a
character's defense, it's not just a big wolf; it's a wolf the size of a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And horses are terrifying enough as it is.
Oh yeah. Accidentally can kill you even when they're not trying. So, but I was gonna say, in a con that I played with Matt Finch, we had an adventure. Me and a friend of mine were there, and the entire adventure we never rolled a d20 to attack anything. We did roll a save at one point, but we never rolled to attack anything. We were on the edge the entire game, and we didn't destroy the world because that's what we could have done if we did something wrong in it.
That's really cool.
Okay, so you travel with the mountain as your reference point. It rises high up above the forest. That's important because you can't become lost. All you have to do is keep that to your left the whole time. And this whole thing has a kind of a conical shape to it, an oblong conical shape. So it's only one mountain with one peak. So you travel through the forest for hours. The forest here is old and hoary, and there's moss and huge spider webs and things everywhere. It looks like you wouldn't find there's no evidence that anybody has been out here until you get what seems to you maybe on the back side of the mountain. It takes all day to get there, and as the sun is setting, or before the sun sets, you do get an indication that some large group of creatures must have moved through the area. Either that or very large animals. Yeah, and that you're able to tell that from the edge of the tree line, because it looks like there's a little bit of a what do I call it? There's a open area on the near side of the mountain at its base, a rocky area, and you can tell that there's a bunch of stuff that's been disturbed where something has headed that way. So yeah,
Cool.
That brings you to the end of your day, and nothing else has
great.
happened.
What direction are these things? Maybe we should camp in this kind of rocky clearing that you're talking about.
Sounds like that might be close to where they live. I definitely don't want to camp in a position where we wake up to find out that we have camped on their front lawn.
Right. Is there any idea of how much what direction is this? Again, we had a bit of an idea in front of the Mouth of Doom of what it looks like when something was trampled a long time ago. Does this look the same? Is it was this not used for quite some time, or is this?
Yeah, it looks about the same. Yeah, looks like it hasn't been for a while. And again, to be clear, this is from kind of this rocky open area at the base of the mountain on what appears to be the backside of the mountain somewhere.
Right.
You've got, 90 degrees somewhere there, but you're on the backside of it,
Yeah.
Well, that's good news. That means we can probably go around the entire forest because we know it's bounded on the east by that river. So if we already got to the back of the mountain, we should be able to map the entire forest.
Agreed.
I will tell you another thing. From what you can tell, the forest on the opposite side of the mountain that you're on stretches on for a very, very long way, as far as you can tell. If you were to just put your back to the mountain and just keep going into the forest, as far as you can tell, it goes on as far as you can see.
Oh, I see. I may have misunderstood. So we're in the
forest.
Donut. We didn't go out the outskirts like I was thinking. We're on the donut we're circling the mountain, not the forest.
Yeah, I may have misunderstood your intention. My understanding is you were scouting the forest around the mountain. That's what I thought you had said.
Right, and I thought, okay, so the forest had an out. I'm going to the roleplay map. Let's go that real quick, because that'll make it's just so I understand whichever way we're doing it is cool, because it's information.
I also thought we were going around the forest, not the mountain.
We're literally, if you look at the roleplay map where the Mouth of Doom and that little squiggle is, we're literally hugging the mountain and just going around the mountain inside the tiny corner of the forest.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, got it. Well, that's fine too. That
works.
I'm sorry, I may have misunderstood, but when you say...
No, that's fine, because that's the scale.
When you say the forest, what do you mean?
I did draw.
Because...
When I drew it on the map, I drew the blue, which was the big forest, and I drew it to look like the map here. And then I put a dot around the edge of it. But that's okay, because I didn't know it was that big.
Yes.
And this is a better choice because it's that big.
It is. It looks like it would be days off into the distance of traveling in the forest, if you wanted.
No, this is perfect. In understanding the scale, this is better.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So in that case, where do we want to go?
Yeah, so it seems like the trail we're on. We've just found the trail, possibly that the ogres and kobolds
Yep.
took to get to the mouth of doom, and this is possibly where they came back to. So it seems like they haven't been here since, which was 2 weeks ago. So maybe we can. I don't know. Like, if it already took us a day to get here. I don't know. Like, do we want to follow this? Maybe this is enough that we've discovered here.
I
And
think
get
we should
back.
investigate further. As long as we are on horseback and we can beat a effective
Yeah.
retreat, we can be a little more daring. If we were on
Yeah.
foot, I would refuse outright. But we are fast, and our horses are fast. And if our horses bolt, they'll bolt away from the enemy, so long as we are on top of them.
Okay.
So where do you, since it's nighttime, do you continue through the night or do you set up camp? And if so, where?
Now, and since we're circling the mountain, I would suggest we set up camp somewhere up the slope, and not at the top, but somewhere up the slope.
Yeah, sure.
And where we found all that refuse and stuff.
Okay.
We're going to
was
go
it,
up
Jake?
the.
It's a bit far,
Sorry,
though.
second.
Isn't that where we found all the refuse?
On the top of the mountain? Yeah.
Yeah, up there.
My
So-
concern is I don't want us to start a fire on the mountain because that will be visible from very far away, and it's just like, hey, there's idiots here. Come rob them. Maybe you can eat
That's
them
true.
also.
Right. I just drew a map and put it in full play. Do you all see that?
Yes.
So
Your
this is my
voice is starting to cut out, by the way. You might want to turn off and turn it back on again.
okay. I'll see if I can just say this. This is my understanding of what where we are, and maybe we take the red line back
Yeah.
instead of circumnavigating it. I'm going to cut out and come back in. I'll be one sec.
This map is so cool.
That is really nice. That's better than Frog God Games map.
Well, it definitely looks cooler. It's a very realistic looking map.
Yeah. I just like all the kind of hand drawn kind of things that
Yep.
that look, you know, is neat.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep. Sound clear.
So yeah, if we have taken 2 days to get here, but if we just go as the crow flies the next morning, then we can maybe go straight up over the hill.
Oh, I thought we were going to follow the trail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we follow the trail further south into the woods where the ogre probably went and came from, we're taking up more time, and it's gonna take more than 2 days to get back, right? If we keep going further in. Oh, actually, no. This is the first day, right? We've got 2 days. Okay,
This is the second day.
right.
It's the
We were-
second day, but I was concerned about when I didn't know the size of the forest. I was saying I'm willing to go 2 days west along the forest edge to see how far the forest does actually go.
And it just
If
keeps
goes more
going.
than 2 days. Yeah. But I'm saying if it went more than 2 days, we'd have to judge what to do. But we know the extent of this because we know the mountain's size, so it's not a mystery. I'm willing to spend as much time as needed if we know where we are.
So basically, we want to camp around here somewhere, and then
Yeah.
the next morning we're going to follow the trail south.
Right, and see
For
where we
some
can find.
point. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll make the checks for that. These checks are very generous. But I guess they're really bad when they happen, though. There's that. So,
Yeah.
who is the last person on watch?
That's been me.
Okay. Roll a D6 Flanagan.
I'll roll you a d6. You ready?
Ready.
Or is good, low or high?
All right. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, you rolled low, didn't you?
That's bad.
We have not rolled high yet on one of these. We've been surprised in every single encounter. And I'm not blaming you. I rolled a 1 or a 2 myself.
Goodbye, horses. Horses always die first.
I don't like the sounds of this. You're making all the wrong noises.
It's gonna be good.
They you find while you're on watch, I don't know if you kind of like nod off or what happens, but completely unprepared, there are 3 men in brigandine standing right next to you. But they are able to make it next to you. Maybe you nodded off. And they and they say, "Easy there, buddy. Easy, easy. We don't want any trouble."
I wake up and look to see are my companions all around sleeping?
Yes.
Well, no problem. I try to speak as loudly as I can. I don't mean no trouble either. Is there anybody in the woods around them? I look behind them? Is there anybody else?
I think everybody can make a wisdom check.
Including me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that'll handle that, and then the wisdom check will have the other
Try
stuff.
to get high or low.
Get low. Get beneath your wisdom score.
I did not get mine.
Let me know who... Okay, you didn't get yours. You're
That's
not...
3d6 or d20?
It's a d20 under your wisdom score.
Oh yeah,
Oh my.
I got it.
Okay. Well...
Oh my.
And Gerald got it too.
Caden, you wake up. And Gerald. Okay, Gerald, then you wake up. Alaric is still asleep. Flanagan...
I predicted it by typing snoring earlier.
Flanagan, you can't tell looking around, but as soon as you try to make a lot of noise, their kind demeanor suddenly just turns off, and a blade is drawn to your throat, and they're like, "Now, easy, no reason to make noise."
Oh, I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to talk. I'm sorry.
I hope you understand, but we just don't know who we can trust out here.
Well, me neither. I mean, it's a cold, dark forest, and what the heck are you doing out here anyways? You lost?
Anybody that's out in this forest is just trying to survive, and we got to do what we have to do. Now, here's what you're going to do. It's fine. It's no big deal. You're going to leave those horses, and you're going to drop your packs, and you're going to get up, and you're going to walk out of here. And everybody's going to be all right.
Well, I'm going to have to wake up my friends then, aren't I?
Yeah, you can do that, but the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take those packs and you're going to drag them over here. I don't want to see any blades, and then somebody comes to try to disarm you.
One of the 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you all... Okay, they're in Brigandine. Nobody's sleeping in their armor, right? Like, everybody's...
I don't know. Caden probably would be.
I would say that, like... You're probably not sleeping in your armor, but I would imagine you have some kind of plan, right? Like you're not just like, I'll just throw my armor off. Like either you have it where you can either don it in a turn, or you have it on your horse so you can run away. And you tell me, or whatever else would be a cool plan, you know. Like, but if you have a plan and an idea, you tell me what you did.
Right. Well, that's for you guys. You say that while I think about this for a second.
How are we gonna get out of this one?
Yeah.
Why are we always surprised?
Okay, so they want me to drag the packs away. Don't do anything with my Well, okay, as long as they haven't told me to do anything with my weapon yet.
Oh, they're gonna try to
no.
disarm you. They're
Oh,
like,
right, you said. Okay,
yeah,
so how is that happening? What is this person doing?
two of them come up to you and they start reaching to your sides to check for blades and things to try to pull them off of you.
Okay, I'm going to step back from that. Whoa, hey. And I speak up a little bit like that. Like, whoa, hey.
All right. That wakes everyone up, but all the blades are drawn, and you can hear the telltale sign of bowstrings being drawn in the woods.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Now, that being said, you are now awake, Gerald.
Okay.
And everybody's awake.
All we got is, so I didn't bring in...
They know everybody's awake?
Everybody's
Yeah,
awake.
we're
Okay, they're aware. Okay.
We got no goal, we got nothing. We're days away from anywhere. You're going to kill us if you leave us out here without our horses.
Nah, they're not gonna buy that. All right. Okay.
Well, are you seeking gold?
Well,
Who are
first,
you people?
I love it, but yeah, what's the plan, Gerald? Like, what are you thinking?
Gerald is going to get up with his shield, and he'll leave his sword out on the ground, but with it under his boot, so that if he needs to, he can jerk his foot up and sort of snatch it into his hand.
Okay, what's the plan for the group? You're gonna try to get more information? Is that the goal? Stall?
Yeah, maybe try to talk them out of it.
Gonna try to talk them out of it. Okay.
Yeah, talk them down. Yeah.
Here's
Talk
what
them
I would. If we don't want to give this up, I mean, if this is worth our lives, there's always the you can kill us, but you're gonna die with us. The gambit. So, just saying.
No, I think they have us buffaloed. They don't want to murder us, but there are at least 3 of them. They are in armor, and they've got at least one other guy in the woods with a bow.
Yeah.
We could.
Oh,
put out
maybe
the light,
we could try to
then
hire
we would-
them.
I should clarify. You
could-
hear multiple bowstrings.
Yeah, no, we should take the L, I think.
Yeah. I mean, or we...
Yeah,
ask
but
them-
we're not going to get replacement horses.
That is true, and that sucks, but I
Right.
don't think we can win this fight.
Yep.
Take the loss, and as like the other way of taking the loss is like join them, propose to join them, and see what.
Yeah,
see what
something like that.
Oh, I like that. That's very clever.
Are you all able to play next Monday? Is that? Are you all intending to play
I think
next
so.
Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you can start. We can see how that goes. I don't know how they'll react. That's the fun thing about the OSR. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll find out in a second. But
Well, I mean, I'll just say, Flanagan says, "Look, we're in the same situation as you. We're a bunch of folk living out in the woods trying to get what we can, and I mean, we've learned some things about what's going on around here. You could probably make use of us. Have our horses." But we can try to walk all the way back to Zelkor's Ferry, or we could join you. We got food, we got skills. I mean, how do people join you folk? Because we've been looking for folk like you the whole time. To be honest,
We also have information on some of the denizens of this forest that you might be wanting to avoid as well.
so whether so whether you're trying to fool them or not. Is the group goal to try to trick them into, or never mind tricking, try to join them? Is that the goal? I just want to make sure I
On a
understand.
short-term basis, I think that
Okay.
sounds like an interesting scheme.
Okay.
Yeah, at least it lets us know what we're up against too.
yeah. Boys took a turn.
Gerald, what is your charisma modifier?
Not great. It's not terrible, but I believe it is exactly the. It's +0.
Okay.
No, sorry, no, that's the wrong thing.
That's why
I can have up to 4 hirelings, and that's all I know.
Okay, so
that's why I chimed in and said my pet part, because I have a 15, so I do get a plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now my charisma's 10. It's completely mediocre.
All right.
-7.
He says, well, it's not safe out here. There's things in this forest, little dog-like people. They prowl around here in the forest of hope. You make a good point. If you've seen things, you look well armed. So I think it's as simple as this. One option is all of my bowmen can cut you down here and now, and we'll take everything you own and go back to our fortress. Second option,
Fortress.
we'll take your money and your horses, and you can walk out of here alive. Because this forest is owned by Albion. She's the one that rules this forest, and we take care of one another out here. The third option is you can go and you can bend the knee to Albion and join us, but we're still going to take your horses and your money, and that'll show us your goodwill.
Unfortunately, we don't have any money.
I have a few coins, enough to show my goodwill.
We have plenty more back at Zelkor's Ferry, though.
I don't think we have any need of going up there right now.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to Albion. I mean, there's this is exactly what we've been looking for the whole time. I mean, we've been actually looking for those creatures, those little doglings around here. We were thinking of, well, that's better to talk to Albion about, I suppose.
Okay. They a total of 15 different brigands come out of the wood line with bows drawn. And they
gave up too soon.
They take they take your horses and they take your
I inform him this one is Sparks.
Lord Panther over there.
And they take if you have money and you haven't specified that you have put it in the sanctuary and not kept it with you, then please remove the money from your inventory.
I took 3 gold as well, so
I planned ahead. I had it in the sanctuary.
Me too.
I didn't say anything, but I have intended to keep it there, but...
Yeah, I mean, if you plan to keep it there, then you did, and if you didn't, then...
Yeah, because I don't think he would bring it with him. There's really no point.
Yeah, it really makes no sense because of the weight. I mean, we have enough gold that would actually be weighing you down.
That's what I was thinking.
Sure. Okay, so however much gold that you would have on you,
I specified at the beginning.
Go ahead and remove that from your inventory. And they take you for this day, and then some. I'm going to bring you. Actually, you travel through the forest for hours.
Okay.
Trying to get a sense of the direction.
And it seems like you keep your back to the mountain and just continue traveling in the same direction for a very long time. Night comes, and I'm going to make some checks.
Are we on a trail? Oh, let us get ambushed. Oh, God, I'd love it.
Right?
I'm not going to be
There you
very...
go.
It would be great if the kobolds came up.
It would be extremely funny.
Super epic. Oh my God, bandits versus kobolds and ogre, and we take all the XP and gold.
Yeah.
I hate that this is the case.
Oh my God, it's happening. We jinxed it.
No, I wish that was the case. This is worse.
Oh God.
An encounter with Albi.
Their numbers swell as a number of desperate people are found in the forest, just like yourselves. And their numbers swell another 8.
All right.
Oh no.
That's not bad.
Cool.
So
That's
now,
fine, actually.
this force has grown to a total of 23, not including yourselves. And night falls as you make camp. A watch is set on you. They say, "It's nothing personal. I hope you can understand. We'll get all this sorted out once we get home."
No concern.
And
I sort of lean into the rest of the gang. Some concern.
Yeah,
Little
a lot of concern. I don't think they'll kill us if we're useful, though.
No, I don't think they will. If they wanted to just kill us, they could have done that immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we gave them the weapons, that was it.
Yeah.
Let's just make every effort to seem like we got nothing better. We're destitute, and this is all we got.
We don't have anything better to do. This is not actually a terrible plan.
It's actually...
Like, it's
yeah. We can, maybe we can convince them that we could make our riches by raiding some of these other things, you know.
Yeah.
Hunt down that ogre.
Ogres, other bandits. I mean, let's make
Those
money
bloody
off
wolves.
these people.
Let's see. Let's see. I think this is the 4th day now.
I'd be a hard worker. I'll cut wood and everything, man.
On the 4th day of your journey, or your 2nd day with the bandits,
I try to make a lot of conversation and jokes with.
Do
some of the
they
lower
feed
bandits.
us?
yes, you have food.
Okay.
Even
Yeah,
better.
so that's a plus, as they have food for the group, and you're traveling with these brigands on the 2nd day with them, or the 4th day in the wilderness. As you're traveling through the forest, all of a sudden one of them screams as they're yanked up into a tree, and you hear crunching noises, and they draw blades, and then these huge things descend from the trees, and they start to hack away at him, and one of them destroys one immediately, and another one is stabbed through the chest, screaming as he's lifted up into the air. They're giant spiders. And then the rest of them just start hacking away at the remaining spider, and 2 brigands die because of these creatures. So that happens on your 2nd day with them, or the 4th day in the wilderness. And
We just
I've
learned a
never
really
been happy
important
to
thing
see
about how these
spiders.
spiders work.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again, Caden?
I've never been happy to see spiders.
I throw a rock so that I may partake in the XPs.
like an
I don't think it
MMO,
works that way.
like an MMO where you just get a hit in. You're like, okay, I got a hit in. All right, I got the XP.
Oh yeah.
Part of the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No.
throw nothing, and I look very inconspicuous, and I'll pass on XP.
Yeah, I'm looking for any opportunity to, if like,
Yeah, if it looked bad, I was going to say, where are the horses?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Actually, if we do have an opportunity, I'm pretty sure that old guy back at Zelkor's Ferry would love one of these things, a sample from one of these things. So if they'll allow me, I'll just grab one of the spider heads.
Something really crazy happens next.
Oh God.
This is
Oh, great.
It's
gonna be awesome.
This is
How
on
far
the
are we
5th day.
5th day total, so
5 days. Well,
The 3rd day
3
with
days
the brigands, yeah.
wow.
oh my god, okay.
At this
So
point, we know all their names.
What happens if we get to Monday?
Right, yeah, we would know them pretty well by now, I guess, eh?
Well, I said I was making jokes with the low-level brigands, especially some of the newcomers.
It's like
but
it's
I
gonna
didn't-
run into our next week.
It could.
But this is, yeah, we couldn't escape now because we would starve, right? We're 4 or 5 days away from Zelkor's Ferry now.
No, we wouldn't starve. We would
Hopefully escape
on the
with our
land
horses.
and just be thin by the time
I
we
will
arrive.
say that you can just make it back. The only thing is that you will actually have a divergence from one for one time, because whatever happens in the game is the reality. So, but I'll say you can make it back if you make it back. But here's what happens. The next thing that happens, I don't have my, let me just try this.
We can talk them into giving us weapons
Who loves
I'd rather
weapons?
wait for them to.
to defend ourselves.
I definitely don't want to ask for weapons, and I'll be talking during the walking and stuff like that. I definitely don't want to ask for weapons if they run into something. I'd rather look like what can we do, you know, that kind of thing, versus asking for weapons. They're more likely to.
Oh, yeah.
Ask.
Have they disarmed us then completely then? So
Yeah, we've been disarmed. That's what I said. We would have been our throats slit as soon as they disarmed us if that was their intention. That's why I've been, you know, we already rolled the dice.
I'll
on
actually say that you're not disarmed in the sense that, like, you could access. No, I mean not really, but you could try to make a desperate grab for your weapons. It would be possible, but it would be a gambit. But
Yeah.
I was just thinking if we're
But
attacked.
We're disarmed, meaning from the point of view they've taken our weapons wherever they've put them that we can reach or not reach, but they've taken them. We're not carrying our weapons.
yeah, you're not
Yeah, like
just
a
like
giant
walking
five
around
years
armed.
attack.
Yeah.
If giant spiders attack, we could like defend ourselves at least.
You say that in character, and then some of them laugh.
Yep.
You just want
I-
to be the one they don't pick.
I can't bloody well find this thing. I'm gonna try one more thing. Let me try this.
Is it some monster from the Tome of Horrors or something?
I hope so.
If it's a monster, it's in the book. There's no, I think, requirement for outside, but I'm not sure.
Okay, let me try this maybe. All of a sudden, a horde of almost, it looks like maybe 24 warriors emerge from the tree line. This group, it's a rival group, and they meet each other in battle, and a battle ensues.
Yes.
It is utter chaos as they start to fight. One of them actually is slinging spells, like has magic. What do you do?
Can we get to the horses?
You can. I'm going to divvy this up. You could try to get your weapons. That'll be one attempt. You could try to get to the horses. That'll be a separate attempt. The horses are going to be harder.
Well, I think when we're being attacked as a group, I think going for weapons makes sense. And
how many enemies are there? A couple dozen, you said?
A couple of dozen enemy are on the opposite side,
so
and then
at least slightly outnumbered already.
I was thinking maybe we help them.
Well, yeah. Who has the higher numbers? The ones who are ambushing us?
They do. They're attacking us. The attackers have the higher number.
Yeah.
And they have spell casting.
So basically, what I'm going to say is the price for betraying your new brigand masters that apparently is led by Albion, whoever that is some of the brigands, if they catch you, are going to try to fight you, and so you're going to get the chance to trade blows.
That sounds odd to me.
I don't think we should try to do anything. I think we should act like prisoners and submit ourselves to the winners. And if there's a chance, let's not get into a fight here.
Yeah.
That's what Flanagan's saying. Let them fight. We're prisoners. We're unarmed, and the last thing we want to do is join up a fight and get killed or wounded out in the middle of the wilderness here.
I mean,
let's
okay.
Except I would use this chaos if there's any I don't know how close the battle is around. If there's battle around with dead bodies, anything around, I would want to try to surreptitiously grab a dagger and secrete that. Not in a prison thing or anything like that. Just like
So is that for Gerald, is the plan to try to keep your head low and then just emerge at I will say, I don't want to ruin your all's plan, but I think I might. This other group looks utterly merciless. They look like they're just murdering everyone.
Okay, murder hobos. Then
yeah,
let's get out of here.
So I doubt we can help them.
Do I have my armor?
You can. So weapons and armor. Basically, I'm saying you can attempt the gambit of trying to get it. And I'll say if you get it, you can get it and use it.
You know what? But I'll go for it.
Go for what?
Yeah.
The price of failing in the chaos and the confusion to get if you fail the check, so everybody can attempt to do either a intelligence, wisdom, or dexterity check, because I think you could approach this in different ways.
Wisdom check.
And you can pick. But if you fail, then you're going to get a free round of combat with one of the brigands.
Okay. So here's what I think we should do. Let's get what we can, and this is all happening. Get what you can. Let's meet over there. Let's get out of this fight and get into the woods.
Yeah, run away.
Plan.
Okay.
So that's the
whether or not we get the
Gerald,
horses, just run away.
We have to have the opportunity to talk. So I think
their plan is good. These people are crazy. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, they look insane. So.
Getting out of here is we've talked in the woods, first chance we get, whatever. Now, one of the scenarios where we have to run, and the thing about meeting up is good. Do we want to try to sneak off on foot and just hunker down, or do we want to get anybody else to go with us?
I don't know. I feel like Flanagan is. If this to me is just like Flanagan says that, and he's running to get his stuff.
Okay.
And there's no time to talk about that until we're in the woods.
All right. And then the last question is: do you want to try to get the horses?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Well, can we choose one of the other?
Unless it's literally a lucky thing in front of us, a horse, whatever. Yeah, but.
So there are two separate checks. A failure results in a free round of combat with simultaneous combat. But basically, you both roll to attack and hit, right?
I'm fine with that.
The horses, as a separate check, I'm going to give at a +2, which means it's +2 harder, because trying to get the horses would be more difficult.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
We're
probably
not
have
going to move any
people.
faster, as we know. So I think, I mean,
Well,
can
we
just
did
do
move
it-
faster, didn't we?
No, but we also would leave more of a trail.
Right. Is this an independent decision? Like each of us is doing our
No.
own thing?
This is a group decision.
I'm going for the weapons.
And hold on just a second. Hold on. Sorry, Caden, go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, I was wanting to go for the horse
Okay.
and the weapons. So
All right.
I could do it independently if you guys don't agree.
Let's go for the let's go for the weapons first, because I think we all want to go for the weapons.
Okay.
Does anyone
Yeah.
not
That's
want
fair.
to go for the weapons?
So everybody
Okay.
can make a roll under your stat
Okay.
check for either, and you pick wisdom, intelligence, or dexterity. You can
Come
either
on, Flanagan.
outsmart them or.
I have a 16
Oh,
wisdom.
blessed! I even beat my dexterity, but I did it
Okay.
for wisdom.
So far, it's just up to me and Gerald now.
Okay.
I got
will-
mine.
Rolling. Ah, shit.
Oh no. Okay, and then Connell.
After I get my weapons, I see something.
Oh, why am I doing this? This game has the saving throw thing. Oh well, it's fine. Anyways, it's the same math, like so. Okay.
Yeah, too. So
Gerald, you get a free round of combat. You can roll a d20 and pick your weapon. He misses. That's good. And then you can attempt it again if you want, or not. It's up to you.
No,
When
I
I
don't
see
want to kill
this,
him.
When I see
no,
this,
no, no,
I say-
no. Hold
Let's
on,
let Gerald
hold
go
on,
for
hold
a
on,
second.
hold on. No, Gerald. What I mean is, you can attempt to get your stuff again, but then there's another free round of combat if that happens. But you can go ahead and roll to hit. This is to defend yourself, your life.
Okay, so a guy is coming after me. I need to get past him to get my weapons.
Yeah, and he's slinging a blade at you, and unless you offer yourself to him, you must parry or attempt to not.
Okay. So how do I?
So
What should I be rolling here? I want to try and get past him and get my stuff.
Right.
And if he's coming at me with a blade, I might also just try and catch him in an armbar and steal his sword.
So it's
not smart, but
it's still
it's
an
not really-
attack. It's still an attack.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just roll 1d20, see what happens.
And what I was trying to say, do we, after this first round of his actions go, if we've gotten the weapons, have we seen him getting, intercepted?
All right, that hits. You can roll for damage, and so there's a mechanism that basically says if you don't kill him, you can do non-lethal damage if you don't kill him. So you could accidentally kill somebody.
Aside from my fist, which I think does 1 damage by default.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
I mean, I'm trying to get 2 of my weapons.
I know.
Behind him.
Yes, but this person's trying to kill you, so you can either allow him to hit you, or you can try to prevent him from hitting you,
I'm definitely trying to prevent him from hitting me.
which could result in his, injury.
Okay. So I do 2 bashing damage with my fist, I think, if that's how this works.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I'm
right.
slightly confused about the procedure.
All right, and then so you're trying to get past
I
him.
found it if you want.
No, it's okay. He's trying to kill you. You punch him, and now you're trying to get past him again. Make a check, and I apologize. From this forward, you're trying to beat your saving throw number, but you can you can use your bonus to be dexterity, wisdom, or intelligence.
Okay. I will roll 1d20.
I think a 16 is a +1.
Yeah, it's either +1 or +0.
Nice. 20. All right, you get to your weapons. So everybody has their weapons and their armor now. Is the goal to just get in the woods and disappear, or what's the next goal?
If I see that going on with Gerald there, I would have yelled, "Man, can't you see this is hopeless? Come, we're not trying to fight you. We're trying to live. Let's get out of here. What are you, a fool? You gonna give your life for this? They're casting spells."
Come with me if you want to live.
That's basically what I'm trying to say.
After I've cold cocked him.
Yeah,
So-
he's trying to kill you. I don't know if I've made that clear. Like,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I just punched him in the face, got past him, and stole my weapons and armor back.
All right.
And now I have a shield and a big sword.
You
so
do.
it's like, do you want to keep trying to kill me, or would you like to try and get out of here?
Yes,
you could fight them, you could kill him, or we could kill you. Just run!
the chaos of battle continues, and people keep trying to kill you all.
Right. So what I'm wondering is the chaos. So now we've got our stuff. I look around. There's things going everywhere. Our horses. Like, how likely does it look that we could get those horses and get out of here, or should we just? Is it too risky, or have things changed where it looks like it can be easier?
So if you want to try to get your horses, beat your saving throw number on a d20, but -2 intelligence, wisdom, or dex.
Let's get out of here.
If you fail, it's a free. There's like one combat round that you'll experience.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Well, we have our weapons. One combat round's not that bad, but then you got to fight
Yeah,
again.
we'll have armor on. It's going to take time.
I will take one combat round to try to get to my horse.
I'm not going to the horse. I'm going to the woods.
If it fails, I'll run, though.
I mean,
Those odds are not in my favor.
I'd rather keep the whole group together. I don't really want to do stuff that's like apart from the group. I'd rather either we're all going to get horses and we're going to get out of here, or we're not going to get horses and get out of here. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Because if you have a horse, then it's like, all right, now you have a huge beast that you're while they're trying to sneak. So I don't think so. So I just want to make sure I understand before we do anything else. We're not getting the horses. Is that as a group?
Yeah, Caden. I mean,
I guess not.
John.
I'm sorry,
I think
Caden. But
Yeah, I
I
think it
can't.
might
It's
be-
just not worth it. The odds
Okay.
are just too bad.
All right. So,
I'm worried about being tracked in the horses anyway.
Okay.
They're obviously going to have horses.
we run into the woods, we grab our stuff, and we're just like hiding and jumping over a big log and hiding for a minute, and then trying to crawl away through the bush.
I'm going to see how many days it would take to get back to Zelkor's Ferry.
We're 3 days down. I think it's got to be 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Oh no, because there was a horse day in there too. So
Horse day. Yeah.
Horse day.
Oh my gosh. This is interesting. It's going to break the time.
space-time continuum.
Yeah.
Wiggly. What is it? I can't
It's
remember what
it's
timey-wimey.
7 days. So it takes a week to get back. Do you all have food for everybody for a week?
I do not have food for me for a week.
I have 6 days of food, assuming they fed us. If they didn't feed us, I have whatever days, 6 days minus whatever they
Okay.
did.
I have a
We
bow
got-
and arrow, and I can hunt, but that's all I got.
I have 5.
Bow and arrow too.
All right.
We had 4 total on the cottage morning, so we have 4 out of 7 for all of
Oh,
us.
actually, I looked at my sheet and I have 3.
But I mean, if we added it all up, we knew that we had. Well, actually, no, we would have 3 days total out of the 7 we need. I think. If we all
Did Connell make it with us?
Yeah. Yeah, Connell made
I
it.
forgot about him. Sorry.
I did
Yeah,
roll
Back
for
from
him.
behind the curtain.
No, I rolled for him for the weapons and armor. He made it. So, okay. So, I think what happens is you're short on food. You have to drink kind of the murky, brackish water. You get back to Zelkor's Ferry without your horses and absolutely exhausted and starving.
Cool.
That's an extra... I think an interesting thing is you can then adventure exactly the next day until 1-for-1 time catches up. Is anybody missing hit points?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will say it takes one more day just to...
Well, wait, do we take damage from not eating, or?
No, the way... So what I do with that is I create... you start experiencing penalties.
Okay,
But because you're just returning, I'm not gonna do that.
then I'm good.
Yeah, so you're just so you've expended all your food and stretched it out, trying to slowly sneak your way back to the forest, avoiding the sounds in the wilderness through the nights over the course of 7 days. It is a desperate end run to try to make it back to safety.
Right.
You have learned some more things about the forest, and you have made it.
Stay out of it.
The forest stretches on, for days.
Yeah.
I will say where you got. I forgot to mention this because all the chaos happened. You made it in between a pass between two hills. On the on your fourth day of wilderness exploration, or your second day with the bandits, you passed two groups of hills. The hills on the right side there were multiple hills. It was a ridge line. And otherwise, from where you were, I will also give you this. You can see a north-south river snaking its way into some larger body ahead of you, to your left front. And that's the battle took place a couple miles inland from this river.
Oh, cool. Okay, I know where we are. Mapping.
Nice. I got some good information.
The other detail about the river is this is not part of the existing river near Zelkor's Ferry.
Right.
Because it's a whole almost week's journey away from it.
Yeah, it's further south. Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
That's the most expensive information we've ever acquired.
Yeah. Horses that we can't get back now.